Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back along to another episode of the Dairyman's Diary. My name, as always, is Frank, and as you can see, we are out, and we've still got Jane here who is helping. She is cracking along, putting the 7810 through some paces there with the 4-meter power harrow on the back. But the difference about today is that I bought the JCB AgriPro over with some bags of seed on there, and the reason for it is, to be honest, we've got to take a gamble now. We are getting later and later into spring. It is now late March, and the soil temperatures are still very, very slow to warm up, and it's becoming a bit of a concern because we are getting later and later, as I mentioned there, and we're getting closer and closer to us really need to start focusing on all things grass. So we're gonna have to go for it. We've got a lot of ground that we need to get in, so we're going to make a start on it. We're going to do it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that gamble will pay off. So what we need to do is actually head on back on over to the yard where we can, Jane's got a bit of a head start on this here now, so that's good. We're going to leave her to do it. We're going to pick up the 6820 there, which has got the 4-meter Amazon drill on the back, and we can actually get ourselves going here with a bit of spring drilling. We're putting in some spring barley today, which is, again, primarily it's for the straw that we can get out of this field. So that I don't feel quite so bad about going early there. It means that we can get it in, we can get it done, and then we can start to focus on other things. We've got to, we've got to think about our zero grazing soon. As you can see, the grass around here is starting to get a nice little bit of growth through there. So we're gonna let it grow for another little while, maybe another week or two. Let's see if we can really thicken up there. And if it does, then we might start looking at getting the zero grazing system into action. So we need to get ready for that. And then before you know it, we've got to get looking into silage and grass work there. We do try and make 3 cuts of silage, so we got a lot to go at. So yeah, we've just got a lot to get cracking with. Cattle as well are starting to go outside. There's a little bit more work to do with them in association with that. The calves themselves, we're gonna have to start moving calves from here because they're getting a bit bigger now. I want to put them up into the pen at the farm too. So we've got a lot of little things that we need to do. As you'll see, look, the cattle here are looking good. Dairy herd are on fine form, actually really knocking out a lot of milk right now. So that's kind of a direct consequence of the weather turning out to be a bit nicer. So that is very good to see, and hopefully that will continue as well down the line. But yeah, really just looking forward to get going. So we're going to jump on in to the John Deere 6820. Now this has done quite a bit of work since we had to overhaul the engine, the head gasket on here, but this will be the main kind of bit of work where it's going to have been in full high-end consistent revs for any period of time. So it's been bedded in, but this is a real good chance for it now. So what I do like is the fact that we have Jane cracking on the head, because that just makes it easy to work the ground down. We get a little bit more forward speed going there, really kind of push through, hopefully at least. And we will see. So we're going to be putting in a variety of spring barley today called SY Tungsten, which is quite a smart variety really. It contains a fungicide which is treated onto the grain, which prevents any of the spread or germination really of any pathogens, which essentially will affect the likelihood, the percentage chance of the seed actually germinating. And if that was to happen, then obviously the crop would fail, which we don't want to see. So that is what it entails, and that's hopefully what we're going to see. We always just put our spring barley in here for a bit of as a feed variety really is what we aim for. Quality is never something that we, on the land that we've had at least, that we've been able to hit. So I'm hoping that's going to continue to be the case there as well, because ultimately, for me on my farm here, it's not about the quality. It's not about aiming for that high quality, that high premium milling or brewing barley at all. It's about the straw, and it's about having the option to make our own straw there and not having to buy straw in. Right now, the straw market in the UK is an absolute horror show if you're trying to buy in for your annual feed, and I just don't want to have to face that. I'd rather be able to, have my own straw, rely on my own straw supply, and be able to use it all. I've got a little bit left over, and incredibly, to be honest, we have to buy a little bit in, but we're doing all right. We've got a little bit left over there, which I'm hoping to will see me out, especially now that the cattle are getting outside that little bit more there. So we'll see how that goes. But it's yeah, it just couldn't afford to have to budget for all of this. Oh god, that's 70 intense loud. couldn't afford to have the budget for all of the additional cost of straw for all year round housing would bring. Now what we need to do is just lift that up a shade. Got 2 tons swinging high and above here. We're probably just going to start by putting 1 seed bag in. We'll see how we get on with that. Alright, so that looks like we are all looking good there. And what we're going to do is just pull this out of the way a little bit now. And we'll leave it be. This should hopefully get us through this field. Or best part of it, that's for sure. There you go. We are putting this on quite heavy. I've been advised by my agronomist to do so because of the ground around here. So we're putting this on the round. Oh, easy does it. There we go. Putting this on, give or take, it's around about the 270 seeds per square meter, which is quite high, higher than I've usually put it on, that's for sure. But that is because there's quite an issue around here. The time that we're putting it in there, it allows for potential failure rate of our germination. That also means that we just got a better chance of success there really with it against any of the other issues and ailments that we have. But for now, let's just get ourselves set up and ready to roll, shall we? Everything is looking good. We're just going to get our GPS line in, all that good stuff sorted out like we always do. We're going to run down this side here as our marker, which should be good enough. And then we'll be good to fly away with it here. Hoping that we can get a few fields done today, in all honesty. We'll couple around the yard here at the very least and see how it goes. What I like to do is always just pull forward slowly, just get my AV line set up there, just so it's working properly. Make sure we'll have a bit of a test run to make sure it's all good first. We should be there. Okie dokie. Sounds like we've got a line called the green star. That's always a good start. Fire everything up there, get it all looking good. Alright then, I do believe, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that we are now drilling. And it's force of habit really. GPS is on there, but I still got to stick that on the marker just so I can see how we're getting along. But anyway, let's see. It's working over very well. It looks like the power harrow is doing a wonderful job of just knocking it all through there, which I am ecstatic about. I always like to see that. And yeah, we're flying. Jane's been really good actually. She's been very flexible with being able to work hours all around the clock really. The farm she works for right now is actually it's a small operation there. They only have about 150 acres there and some sheep. So she's does a little bit of work for them because they downsized massively, which is why there's perhaps not the work that she's previously had. So she's got a lot of time and she's very graciously offered to help me out. And yeah, she's a good hand on the tractor, that's for sure. Which I would love to have. It's nice to have someone you can trust on there and leave her to it. And it just means that she can get ahead, crack on with everything that we need to do, and I can kind of get this all taken care of. And slowly but surely, hopefully get caught up with her here now. I've been able to do a lot of cattle work of late as well, which has been pretty perfect because that's really allowed me to get caught up there, which is good. And yeah, all being well here, we should see that if the weather stays good there in about a week, we'll have everything done. And we'll be able to, like I say, down tools with the land work for now and really start to focus on other areas of the farm. Areas that really need it as well, I should say. We are only a few weeks away from the zero grazing, as I mentioned there, which is going to be tricky. It's going to be interesting though. Very, very interesting. There's going to be a video coming up soon where I want to talk about the cattle in a bit more depth and detail, see what we can do with those folks, and just show you what's going to happen with the livestock moving forward, because there's always changes coming there. And then we are also looking into some sheep in the future as well. I'm trying to think about a little bit of well, some would describe it as a little bit of torture really, and I think that's probably not too far off the mark. So we're going to get a few head of sheep in at some point, just trying to think about when would be the prime time to do so. But yeah, that'll be an interesting one for sure. I don't know why I want to go back into sheep, but I can't get away from that idea at the moment, so we'll just have to see. It seems to be going in all right. What we'll probably do is just have a bit of a stop when we get to the end here, have a look, see how it's going. And someone actually asked a question not so long ago if I'd ever look at getting rid of the John Deere fleet and trading them all in for, I believe it was for Massey's at the time. I am very much here a John Deere fan, John Deere diehard really. It's better the devil you know really, I think is the best way to put it when it comes to tractors. And I don't see the need at the moment to change out of these. So I've heard some good things about a lot of the Massies there. I know that the old 6480s were a beautiful tractor, and even beyond then as well, as some great ones. But no, these for the bulk of my work there, I can get on with John Deere's very well. I know where my dealers are and where my support is for them. I just don't see the need in changing. Not yet, at least, for sure. Now, that being said, obviously this one did just blow a head gasket not so long ago, and it causes a few issues, but we were able to get those fixed pretty quickly. And yeah, we were able to get the flying along. And to be honest there as well, the value of these, particularly the value of the 7810 over there, is appreciating. If anything, it's going up. It's becoming an investment. That is the common rail 7810. It's got a heck of an engine on there, and it is flying. It is, you know, you can't get many of those in good condition these days, and when you can, they're a very sought after bit of equipment there. So we're going to hold on to that one for sure. And it's a great tractor to have. It does the grunt of our groundwork still. Obviously doesn't pull the drill anymore, but does all the plowing and any heavy cultivation if we ever need to do any. So at this stage, it just doesn't really make sense to do anything with it other than keep it. Okay, so we're just gonna knock everything off here, I think. And we're gonna go and have a little bit of a look, see what's going on. Okie dokie then. We'll just let this slow itself down. There we go. Let's go and have a quick look, see what it's looking like out here, shall we? Like I mentioned, it looks like it's working over very nicely indeed, actually. It's very easy and quick to kind of fly through the ground here at the moment, which is fantastic news. John Deere's flying along still. And even that doesn't seem to be having too many issues, actually, so that's fantastic to see as well. What we'll keep doing here is we've got our first tram line passing here. The markers on the back of the drill. They're just kind of giving me a bit of a demarcation so we can come through with the sprayer for the preems, and we should be looking good there. And hopefully, yeah, some good weather, a bit warmer weather, so we can really get going. Because like we mentioned there, this is a bit of a gamble we're taking at the moment where it just isn't quite warm enough to germinate. But we wanted to get it in the ground now with the hope that soon that weather's going to change in our favor. So we'll have to wait and see. Right now, though, we're looking all right. We're cracking along there. We're going to keep going, and we'll see what the future holds and see. Hopefully, we made the right call here. It's on the toss of a dice at the moment, but we will see. But yeah, what a setup we're in for here. And what I think I'll do is just take it back that little bit further. Crack on the PTO for it again. That ridge marker is down. Kind of nice not having to worry about the front press on here. I just thought not to put it on because we've got Jane flying along there. And yeah, we'll get going again. Have to move that JCB soon because it's slightly in the way, but hey, we're flying. So I think what we'll do this stage, folks, is actually just leave it about here, and we'll get going and hopefully get this all wrapped out as soon as possible. So thank you very much everyone who has watched. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have and you're yet to do so, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Simulation for the Nation, who as always agrees to host everything. And we'll see you all in the next one. So from inside the cab of the 6820, where we are finally getting some seed in the ground, my name has been Frank, and I will see you in the next one. Catch you later.